Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here as the recording of the Saturday, March 8th, 2025. It is dreary, it is rainy, it is cool and crisp here in British Columbia, Canada, Vancouver. It's going to be a Vancouver day. I'm inviting you to join me. And Nerd Locations also here in the rain.
Hey.
What's our first agenda?
I think we should hit up the Tim Hortons, Canada's finest coffee.
Ooh, just Canada's or just the finest coffee?
It's in my top 3 finest coffees ever. Tim Hortons.
Let's do it. I'm kind of thinking maybe I chose the wrong time to go to this area of Canada. It is dreary, nasty, wet. We're also going over towards the Chinatown area. Oh, look over there. Looking for Timmy's, looking for Hortons. Kind of neat. You got the foliage, I guess the ivy here across this little parking area. Little thorn bushes right over here. Kind of in the mood while I'm here in Canada. I want to try some poutine. Maybe today we get a little poutine action a little bit later. The most unhealthiest meal on the face of the planet. One thing I have noticed about this area, there's a lot of spray paint. As shown here on the side of this wall, just unlimited amount of paint people have utilized on the side of the walls. All right, it's Tim Horton time. The one and only piping hot caffeinated beverage time. One thing that is kind of interesting, it's very organized. All the names up on the roof here, very organized, and it's almost like it was planned out that way, where everyone has their little spot. Look over here, there's a sort of a creature right there, the helmet on. Always 20-minute fresh, geese. Always 20-minute fresh. Now, I've had some difficult experiences with geese before, so I don't want to get too close, but it's also hard to hold an umbrella and coffee at the same time. You ever had a geese chase you before?
Never had one.
You want to try it? You want to try to pet that geese?
How would I get him to chase me?
He would, if you got close, he'll try to come at you and peck you. I'm not saying you should do it. I was throwing a hypothetical.
Look, I'm scaring him away.
He doesn't like coffee. He's more of a cold brew goose. He's one of those kind of geese. All right, I am definitely a fan of the horror genre. Think of the icons that are out, all the different icons that are out there. One of them did part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan. Part of it was filmed in Manhattan, but a lot of it was filmed in Vancouver. And this alley was used prominently in a couple scenes. I'm not doing a full filming location video today, but this is like an artist alley. From what I was hearing, it is not frowned upon to paint in the alley. As you can see, people have just really done up really great artwork here. This says grow up. Sounds like my comment section. Ah, the sights and sounds of Vancouver. So there's a hero shot, as Nerd Locations, you always say, let's look at the hero shot.
The hero shot of Jason in the alley. I don't know if you can see it very well.
Yeah, there's an archway there, so you see Jason looking very ominous with the archway behind him. And the archway is right down the way there. One thing I've learned about Vancouver and filming locations, they love using alleys. Because we were looking at the Never-Ending Story alley where Falcor swoops down to the bullies the other day. And not too far is this one from Jason Takes Manhattan. Spoiler alert. This is not in Manhattan. This is not in New York. But there That's where he was. And then when he gets in the punching match with the guy, punches his head off, it was kind of like right in here. What was it? We kind of like up on that roof, up there.
Yeah, it's either that one or this one. So we can see this one in the shot. You can see the pipe and the door.
And really, I had no intention on even mentioning this, but we were walking by here, and I thought, you know what? That's Jason Takes Manhattan. I should probably mention it. Little roof up there. It is coming down. Classic Vancouver horror. It's definitely a nasty day. Should probably check to see what the weather temperature-wise is. Oh, what does that say? Also noticing on the Never Ending Story alley, they had all their dumpsters locked. All of these dumpsters are completely open and accessible, and only a few blocks away. And one last look at that archway there. With Voorhees. Kane Hodder Voorhees. That was the second movie that Kane Hodder played Voorhees. The first one was part 7, which was filmed in Bay Minette, Alabama. Been to those locations also. But this reminds me of the Space Needle in Seattle. Called something different here, but evidently there is a lookout tower up there that you can go up in. And we're going to go up there and get a scenic view, very rainy and overcast view of Vancouver. That's going to be on our agenda today as well. Oh, dang. What is going on here? On the corner of West Cordova Street and Canby is a bar called the Canby, located... Wow, what is this? Like a big generator? So this is going to be an interesting tie-in, and in a roundabout way is going to be a slight Easter egg when it comes to Aerosmith's Rock and Roller Coaster at Disney MGM, now called Hollywood Studios. But I'll talk about more of that later. But one of the greatest frontmen I ever saw in a band back in the 90s. It's a place called the Fairbanks Inn, and I saw a band called SNFU. They were on Epitaph Records. They were not the most popular Epitaph Records band. There's a lot of bands on Epitaph that have gone on to superstardom. SNFU did not get mainstream success, but Chi Pig was this gentleman's name, and he passed away a few years ago. In fact, you can see up top, on the top of his head, you can see there's the emblem of a pig. And they have honored him, the frontman of SNFU. The band started in Edmonton and then later moved to Vancouver. He spent a lot of years here. And that's kind of neat that they would do this for him.
And according to legend, Adam, this is where he would hang out all the time.
At the Canby.
Since 1897.
So for anyone that's been on the Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster at Hollywood Studios, when you're leaving the gift shop, when you're in the gift shop and you look up, you will see a drum container. What do they call that? Something the kick drum goes in.
Case.
A drum case. And on there are some stickers. One of them is a House of Pain sticker, a face-to-face sticker, and at Disney, an SNFU sticker. So when you go in there, look in the gift shop on the top. Now, they're going to completely change that ride and attraction, but for now, SNFU is immortalized on the Disney ride.
Oh, never knew. Speaking of House of Pain, shout out to Danny Boy O'Connor and the Delta Bravo crew.
That's right, you got the shirt on right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Delta Bravo.
This thing is intense. So the steam clock is down the hill that way. Never seen anything like this happening in real time. Yeah, Aerosmith is going to be mentioned again. We're going to go by a spot. That's why I thought it was a neat tie-in. Again, deep cut Easter egg. Whatever it is, it's heavy. All right, whatever they're doing, we're gonna...
You can go into any of the stores here if you want.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna take this alley, then we're gonna hang a left, and then over to the steam clock. I'll show the steam clock again. It's too cool not to show again. Yeah, I love this thing. And I like today's the coldest day, so we got in night before last, late night before last. So yesterday we were doing Rambo over in Hope, which is about a 2-hour drive. We drove back in rush hour last night. It took about 2.5 hours to get back. But this is the coldest day so far, and you can really see the colder it is, the more steam is projecting up from the clock itself. That just looks so dang cool. It looks like it's almost on fire, but really it's just the smoke coming out of the steam clock. Look at that, man. That is so cool. I am very easily amused.
It'll go off again in a few minutes. You can hear the bells.
The bells. So on the agenda, we got to go up in the Sky Tower thing.
So Adam, Tim Hortons is a national treasure in Canada. So is a steam clock, but we also have some buddies in Canada.
We do.
Mr. Thrasher, Rob on Location, Magical Vacation Memories, and my favorite, Scott on...
That's the guy on the scooter. Take a look, it's way up on top of that building now.
That looks like the Flatiron building in New York.
All right, let's go see some scenic views in the rain. Oh, so it's raining out, but they're taking it a step further and pressure washing. Is this like Grand Central over here on Seymour? Like the train station, maybe. Thank you. Rainy day, rainy day. Canadian Pacific Railway Station. And didn't realize we are at the base of the Vancouver Lookout. Take a glass elevator 160 meters up to enjoy a 360 view that includes Stanley Park, historic Gastown, the North Shore Mountains, and the vibrant downtown core. And they are promoting cleanliness here, extinguish cigarette butts, and also thank you for keeping Vancouver litter-free. City of Vancouver, nicknamed the greenest city. Now we have gone inside, and now we're getting into a glass elevator. 2 tickets up to the top of Vancouver, the Vancouver Lookout, if you will. All right. This is kind of neat. Gets us out of the elements for a while because we're getting a little soaked out there. Nice. Whatever you do, don't look down. All right, some pretty good views. Kind of interesting because recently, just in the, less than a week, just a few days ago, I was at another similar sky-high attraction in Vegas, looking down the strip from the stratosphere, now called the Strat. Now I'm in Vancouver in the rain, looking over the greater Vancouver area. So just kind of browsed around, got a little 360 walkable area that you can kind of walk around and look down upon Vancouver and the waterways and the boats and the trains, the automobiles and the trolleys, well not trolleys, but buses and city transportation devices. So kind of spent some time up there. It's nice to be out of the elements for a little bit because it is chilly and cool and crisp and wet. Now I'm going to head back down and out into the elements once again. I really like the fact that it is a glass elevator up and a glass elevator down, so you kind of know where you're going. And back down now, out into the elements. Reading here that since the early years of the city, visitors have been drawn to Vancouver for the spectacular views of its natural setting. With the completion of the Canadian Pacific Railway in 1887, Vancouver became a tourist destination. I think we can head over to Chinatown now. Pink alleyway. Look at this. I like this. That's neat. More awesome now. That's what that says on the side of the wall. It's a good little spot. A very colorful alleyway. On our walking path, we're going by Cathedral Square. I saw this from the top of the little overlook up top, the Vancouver overview. Nice cathedral here, and there's a little courtyard which has, I don't know what you would call this, not a retention pond, but a decorative water feature is what they call it. We were up there. Nice little stage here. This is very unique and interesting. But look at the moss that's built up down in there, the dirt. This is probably not the season to have a decorative water feature because it's, yeah, not the best weather conditions. Another decorative water feature. It's a pretty cool looking building. Some seagulls out here. Big seagulls. Look at the size of that seagull. All right, let's follow the sign here. Let's follow the sign. Go down this staircase. All right, you got a globe up here. International Village is what that globe is for. That little dog has a raincoat on. A yellow raincoat. That is cute. Really cute. What the heck, geese? Go, geese, go. Go, geese, go. Look at that. All right, we made it. Well, we have these umbrellas. We're in this little kind of a strip mall place, but this is, look at this, like screaming like early 90s Saved by the Bell vibes through here with the tile work. Doesn't look like a lot of the shops aren't open. There is a cell phone shop there that's open, but a lot of the stores through here are not open. Once again, we're getting out of the elements. This is right on the cusp of the gate in and out of Chinatown. Oh, look at this. How appropriate. Maybe that's one of the nicknames. Man, look how retro this place is. Look at the tile work.
Totally Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, this place is awesome. Look at the neon up there. Very dated, but I love it. All right, let's go up to the second level. Now this says Silk Road Walking Route. This might be the Silk Road Mall. I don't know. Go up to the second level. To be honest, with the weather how it is outside, I'm kind of ready for another second cup of coffee. Old school food court. Old school tile work down here. Now I'm curious, what is that system right there that's going upward? That's not an escalator. You see something's moving in there. Go check that out. Taco time in here. Got a Vietnamese restaurant. Got a Bubble King Boba Tea. Okay, I'm completely incorrect. It is an escalator. From the distance, I couldn't tell what it was, but it is in fact an escalator. It just looked different from the side because you don't really see the inner workings of an escalator like this from the side normally. I love the staircase down there too. That little staircase. And I'm just fascinated by all this retro stuff here. I have another cup of coffee from a little place in here. I gotta admit, not as good as Tim Hortons, but still decent. Still decent for a little half-empty mall coffee. Oh, so this is the name of this. This is the Fashion Boulevard International Village. It just looks so dang cool. It is just so cool looking. Got the elevator going down, got the escalators moving, got the vintage tile work, got the staircase right here, got the old neon. And we're gonna go back over into Chinatown and show a couple of spots from the new Last of Us season, which is being filmed right now, or was being filmed. I kind of want to ask this guy about the North Shore. Got some pandas through here. I really like the tiles down here, the lights. Kind of nice little vibe. Yeah, so evidently they just filmed some scenes for season 2 of The Last of Us. I loved first season of The Last of Us. But evidently filming season 2 here in Vancouver. Show a spot. First and only animatronic panda family outside of Asia. According to this.
Showbiz pizza bears.
You got the world famous building. Yeah, it is kind of. Oh, is it moving? No, it's not moving. I don't know if the animatronics are working. Is this supposed to be something I push? This is the Genie Panda. So right there. Giant Genie Panda. We're being recorded, but we got a little sincere gift place here with some Canada merchandise. Top of the puddle. We just talked to a couple officers out there, and they were asking where we were from, and they go, "Why are you in this area?" I said, "Oh, it's fine. We're just walking around seeing the sights." They're like, "Huh."
You're in the worst drug area of all of
That's what they said. Like, it's okay. We'll be all right. Oh, this is cool. Look at this. Yes. Oh, this is awesome, man. Look at this. Okay, this is cool. This is really cool. I don't feel unsafe walking around here.
Nah, not at all.
I mean, we're also together, so that helps, having two people. Yeah, this is fine.
Is that a pterodactyl bird?
Dang, it's wet. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to walk through here, man. This is like a lot of puddles. All right, let's go over to the tea shop. I just like those officers, like, what are you doing here? Yeah, it's perfectly fine. It's fine.
You're tourists, and why are you in this neighborhood?
Right on the corner here, Columbia Street and East Pender. I guess, I don't know how long ago it was, but they were setting up, filming some stuff for the new season of Last of Us over here on East Pender. And you can clearly see the Chinese tea shop over here. You can also see the sign there, and there's also a bus parked over there. I'll just kind of show a couple photos. They're pretty neat right here on this corner. Oh, look at this police van right here. A full-on full van. So here's somebody was driving by a while back, took photos of this. Well, the set dressing, there's the tea shop. Then there's the East Pender sign. And then there's the old city bus there as well. And then Nerd Locations stumbled on these photos also. Again, this isn't really a spoiler or anything because they're not really showing any what's going on, but there's some of the stars of the show right there walking across the road. Pretty cool. Is that the only photo? There it is. Ooh, there's that mural. Look at this. We got to match that up. There's that mural behind them. Go check that out. There's the mural over there. This is where that city bus was, and I think you can actually see barbed wire there. Let's match up the mural. It's neat. So it's the guy with the hat, with the pipe. They were standing right there. So you see the guy with the hat with the pipe. Very cool. Yeah, season 1 was great. Awesome. Looking forward to it. One long little view here. Just when the episodes come back, or the episodes come out, I can go back and watch this scene. So that was right here. I wonder if this is going to stand in for New York Chinatown. Vancouver stands in for New York a lot. A little music history now. A former studio that's now sitting empty. Yeah, it's better than walking the 1.5 miles. Just take an Uber. This place has the best snacks and munchies. What it says right there. All right, we got dropped over here next to this park. We are at a recording studio, which way back in the day, this recording studio produced and recorded many famous albums. But there's one in particular. I was talking about Rock and Roller Coaster and Aerosmith and all that, and the connection with SNFU, with the sticker on the drum case and all that. So a little weird tie-in. But Aerosmith recorded Pump in this studio. A lot of hits off that album. And there is a documentary called The Making of Pump. And right over here, they pulled up in their van. Steve and Tyler and the rest of the crew got out of the van and walked this very sidewalk right along here and went into this door right here, now called Studio North at 201. And here's the photo of Aerosmith right here. You can see my waterlogged phone. And there they are getting out of the little minivan right there on the corner. The tree on the end is gone. There was another tree that was similar to that one at the end of the road. Pretty cool. Yeah, there's Steve and Tyler right there. You can see classic car behind them there, and you can see that rock wall over there from the park. And this all looks the same too as they're walking in here. Evidently, Metallica's Black album was partially recorded in here. I think it was recorded in 2 spots, but yeah. It was called the Sound Connection? The Sound Station.
This was Little Mountain.
Little Mountain, that's what it is. There's the
Little
sign.
Mountain, Vancouver.
Little Mountain Sound Station. There's the sign. You know what's weird? It almost looks like those are the same doors. All right, give me a few key names and who recorded here.
Bon Jovi recorded the mega album Slippery When Wet.
Oh,
Metallica recorded the Black album here.
parts of it.
Parts of it.
But all of Bon Jovi's Slippery When Wet.
Yeah.
Shot Through the Heart. What other songs were on that album?
Living on a Prayer.
Living on a Prayer, yes.
Aerosmith recorded Permanent Vacation and another record here.
Loving an Elevator.
Loving an Elevator.
All right in here.
Motley Crue recorded Dr. Feelgood here.
Nice.
The one thing around back that was famous, the Metallica album, is they recorded all Lars's drum parts, and they extended the elephant door to give his drums more of an echo sound.
It's known as like a very rainy city. You got to wonder if he got the idea Jovi did for Slippery When Wet, because the sidewalk is very slippery when wet. Probably not. Let's see if we can find that elephant door. That's a bad joke. See this elephant door that Lars used. Man, I just busted my you-know-what right there. I just stepped off the concrete and hit that mud and slipped. It's very slippery. It's very slippery when wet. Goodness gracious, man, I ate it.
Dude, you're living the Bon Jovi.
Is this the elephant door, you think? Right here? Dang, man, I didn't realize that mud was that slick. I mean, I was living on a prayer. It didn't work. I was halfway there to the ground. Should have held on to what I had, what I got.
Yeah, they put an extension on this elephant door to bring out they built an extension to record Lars's drums for the Black album right here.
Right here.
Yep.
Are there any photos of Metallica here?
I mean, if you watch the making of that, they show them inside a lot.
Okay. So this is the spot where they would have loaded their stuff in. Recording right behind here.
Recording right here, yep.
That's so cool, man.
The record went on to sell 33 million copies.
Inner Sandman, Wherever I May Roam.
Sad but true.
Yeah, great
Nothing
album.
Else matters.
A lot of core Metallica fans hated that album at first, but I think it's one of my favorites personally. But I'm not like a diehard Metallica guy. But I do like that album. Hey, here's a photo of the Metallica sign to Little Mountain. It says to Little Mountain, 91, Metallica. Right there. A couple other photos of Aerosmith out in front there. And then also, I guess around the back, they had a picnic table that everyone kind of signed, and people would show up hoping that they would see their favorite bands come out of the recording studio, and it used to be in this alley behind the back here. It was kind of amazing to think about how many artists walked in and out of this back door over here. That door or that door. Could have been either one. And then I'm standing here. Might have been the first bay door. It might have been the first elephant door. I don't really know for sure. But either way, pretty cool story about Lars and all them loading in there. Or maybe at the time, maybe both of them were connected. You never know. It could have been a whole thing here. But right here is where the minivan Aerosmith got out of when they were recording Pump in that documentary. All right, on to the next place. I ordered another Uber, just pulled up. Gonna go back to the hotel, relax a little bit, and then get in the rental car and do other things. All right, cruising to the next spot in the rental car. Over here in the neighborhood now, in an apartment building, that Michael J. Fox, starred Teen Wolf, Family Ties, Back to the Future, and a cavalcade of other films, commercials, etc., lived at when he was very young, from 1971 and 1979. He moved to LA when he was 17, and he lived and grew up in his formidable years right here at the Middle Gate Apartments. I think when the ages of me when I was, 8 or 9 years old to 17, all those are formidable memories for me, so I can imagine he has some fond memories of this place. I saw Back to the Future when I was 11 years old. I was born in 74. 1985, Back to the Future came out. So that would have been kind of around the time frame of age bracket that he was living here. He lived right here in this neighborhood, and evidently this is a newer section here, but there was like a strip mall with a big open area that he would play street hockey at. I was reading some interviews. On the outskirts of Vancouver. Of course, these are newer buildings. He would not have had this view. We forgot our umbrellas back at the hotel, so we're now standing out in the rain in front of Michael J's former apartment, which is interesting. It's called Middlegate Apartments, but it's spelled with only one D. How you feel standing here?
It's a little wild. The boy who grew up to be Marty McFly grew up right here in this neighborhood. So, pretty wild.
I'm sure back when he was that young, he had no idea what his future would become.
No, not over here he would.
Oh, you know what? This might have been where a pool was. This looks like a pool that was like filled in.
100%.
You could have got a young Michael J. swimming some laps in there. Working on his backstroke. Or just maybe doing some wading. Pretty cool. I do not know which apartment he lived in, but there's some speculation, but no official confirmation, but this is it. Also, the town, the suburb, we call it a suburb of Vancouver. What's it called?
Barnaby.
Burnaby. They named a theater after him, so we're going to go by there. And of course, the theater's name is the Michael J. Fox Theater. He was on a TV show when he was 16 here, and then he moved to LA when he was 17. And I believe he got his start, and he would go to a Pioneer Chicken and use the payphone at the Pioneer Chicken to get his gigs. I always read that. And the rest is history, family ties and on. And from what I was reading, this was built in 93, and then they honored Michael J. with the name in 95. The theater's been here in his name for 20 years, but been in existence for 22. Oh, it's coming down. MJF, Michael J. Fox. Pretty cool. Think they have anything inside that has Michael J's stuff on it? They're having a SpongeBob musical art showcase in here. And stepping inside, there's a little bit of information. The contributors. It looks like Michael contributed quite a bit of his own money as well. And I asked if there's any photos or anything of him in there, and they were doing a show inside the auditorium, so we couldn't go in there. And they said no, but they just at least it bears his name, so pretty neat that they did that in the same town that he grew up in. All right, moving along. I think we're gonna go grab some food, grab a bite to eat somewhere. All right, we decided against poutine today because this is a soup kind of day with the weather. Pho hong, Vietnamese cuisine beef noodle soup. I call it pho, but you guys really pronounce pho. It's licensed. So we're gonna get ourselves, polish off the day with a little Vietnamese noodle soup, a little pho. Love it, love it, love it. This place looks legit. Cold, wet, and rainy and nasty here. Ended up being pretty good. I will say, again, we got some spring rolls too. Some spring rolls also went along with the pho. I got pho ga, which is my usual go-to, which is chicken pho. I will say I prefer when it's very thinly sliced pho, where this one was not as thinly sliced as I prefer it, but it was still pretty good nonetheless. Always like a good broth and the noodle soup and all that. Polishing off the day with a nice meal. It's raining. I should probably get in the rental car, get back to the hotel, and call it a day. Just a random, nasty, rainy, cool and crisp and wet day around Vancouver. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.